How you doing, Scott? I just need to loosen up a little bit. Have any questions about yesterday? And I'm glad that you're here. Shows me you have a hunger for knowledge. Yeah, I played on them. It's I'm not too crazy about it, but I mean, if I had a set, I would play on them. I just like the real acoustic drum set. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna turn the metronome on at 180, and I'm gonna vamp for a couple minutes just to loosen up. Okay, before I start teaching anything, I just want to wait for a few other guys. I've been considering a few things recently. Will you get some teeth pulled or something, or what? Okay, I've been considering just to get some guys to come over to my site at night, or during the day, as a matter of fact. You know, the time zones are insane. I have people from Argentina, people from Canada, people from California, all over the world. So the time frames are different. Like now, it's 1 o'clock here. Someplace else is like 10 o'clock in the evening. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be charging a minimal price in the afternoon to come to the site instead of doing it on YouTube on one surface. And I'll do this maybe once a week. We'll do it on the drum set application. What do you think? What do you think to do one lesson on my site for a drum set application is worth? $3, $5? What would you think? A one-time fee for that day. Help me out a little bit there, Scott. Tell me what you think would be fair. Okay, no response. I guess because you've commented too many times. Quickly, they'll stop you for a minute. Okay, well that's cool, I guess. All right. Anyway, what I'm going to do today, and it's taking the stick control book. And this way here, I figure, if you go to the site and watch some drum set application from the stick control book, you will walk around your home with a stick control book, and there would be a stick control book in every room. It's the Bible. All right, but what I'm going to do today, and I think maybe I covered something like this yesterday. Like when I was with Joe Morello, um, like I said, I had the Franz metronome with the flashing light, and it only went up to 208. So I was able to do all the stick control book, the first 5, 6, and 7, in half strokes with the vamp at 208. And I said, yep, I accomplished it. Then he took me up the other way. If it was 208, and I was thinking eighth notes, he'd take me to 104, thinking 16th notes, and traveling up as much as I can. Now that's kind of insane, but that is sort of the ultimate of speed anyway. And what the speed thing is it's not really too much of a concern. The objective there is to make the right side and the left side equal. When you're starting to get up tempo a little bit, and I don't care who you are, you're going to struggle a little bit. And by struggling, you're going to become tense. You're going to have the sound in one stick a little distorted. Or like you said yesterday, if you're right-handed, you're having problems with your left hand's going to be behind. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to take 5 lines, 1 through 5. And I'm going to play 1 through 5 at 180. Okay? In eighth notes. So, that's 180. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Eighth notes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, vamp. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, line 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, line 3. Vamp. That's line 4. Vamp. 5. And that was 5 lines. No problem. Oh, we have another guy in here. I don't know who it is. But say something inside of the chat. Say hello. And we'll say hello back. He or she or whatever. Now that's just in half strokes at 180. Now, I'm going to take the metronome down to 90. Okay? And I'm going to think about this. Now, who is this? Hey, Mr. Mike, how are you? What I'm going to do, now, instead of me thinking of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and playing the line, repeating the line, I'm going to consolidate the line. I'm going to take the whole line and make it one measure as 16ths. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4. And then at the end of the line, I'm going to repeat that line like that. It's going to be twice. I'm going to play the line. And I'm going to vamp for an additional 2 measures like this. 1 E and a 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. For 2 measures and go directly into the next line. Now, I just did that before at 180. I'm at 90 right now. It's actually the same thing. But the thought process is different to the downbeat. There's the downbeat. So I have 1, 2, 3. Now 180 would be 1, 2, 3. Tick, 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 tick. That's 90. Now, I'm going to play the first line. 1, 1, 2, 3, vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Two. It's line 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. I'm playing an extended vamp on this. 5. Okay, now it's not so much the speed. Who is this? Okay, well, refresh your browser. Reload it. It shouldn't lag. So that's two things I do here. I'll do the whole 3 pages at 90 rather, at thinking of 16th notes, and I'll extend the vamp. I'll do that over and over again until I complete the page. Now, you don't want to hear me play the whole page, but if you are playing the whole page, here's what you want to do. You might get lost in the mix here. So it's a no-brainer here, as long as you maintain a different pattern every 2 measures and then vamp. For example, say I'm on line 18, and I got lost. Well, don't stop. Here's the no-brainer. I'm going to just put any kind of sticking pattern I want in here for 2 measures and then vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. You're going to get lost in the mix. You keep it going on. You keep it going on for 3, 4, 5 minutes. And now that's at 90, and we can go up to 100. And you can play it faster, 110, 120, but man, that's smoking. If you want fast hands, that's where you want to go. And you can develop that as long as you take the increments. Like I was at 90, and I went to 100. You should go from 90 maybe to 92, or maybe to 94, 96, and stay in there for a while, and hang out there. And you'll feel stronger and better. Then move the metronome up a couple increments. And this is at 100. I'm going to do 16s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 3. Okay, that's about what I wanted to do anyway. Scott, did you reload your computer? Or refresh the browser? Okay, what I want to do is do a formula that's going to help you with this 16th notes. And what I do is I make R become something and L become something. And in this particular case, I'm going to make R equal 4 rights, 1 E and A. And I'm going to make L equal 4 lefts. So if I did first line with that formula at 100, line 3, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And that's a heck of a workout if you're going to do the whole page or all 3 pages. And that's just on one surface on a one surface application, snare drum. It's developing your hands. Now you're going to find by doing 16th notes like that and here, and you put them together, your single stroke roll is going to become a lot stronger. And that's going to take us to, in the same concept, we're going to go to page in the stick control book 10. Let me get these mallets out of here. Okay, now I'm going to take this guy back to 180. And I'm going to play the first line on page 10. And I'm going to play it about half strokes. So I have a combination of eighth notes and 16ths. 1, 2. And now you ask me, how many times should you do this? Well, like I said yesterday, practicing is personal, man. You know, you want to do it. The more you do it, the better you're going to become, or you should become technically, or theoretically rather. You can't do each exercise 20 times and go to the next one. That don't make no sense to me. You want to do the exercise as many times as you like. Each one has its own personality. Now, you talked to me yesterday, Scott, about you having problems with your left hand. Well, we talked about being right-handed. You're going to have not problems, but it's going to be the weaker side. Okay? So what you want to do is hang out. For example, look at line 2 on page 10. It's a left-hand lead. And now you have to humble yourself and say, okay, where am I at with that? So you're going to say, okay, you're going to hit 180. If you can't hit 180, find yourself a spot. And I'm going to bring it back down to say 120. And I'm going to do line, come on, metronome. And I'm going to do line 2. It's a left-hand lead. 1, 2. And I'll stay there for a long, long time. And I'll run down the whole left-hand side of the page. Now, the right side of the page, what you're doing, you're not going to refer to this as some sort of rudiment. It's just single strokes, okay, in different formation. Now I'm going to play line 13 slow. All right, and I'm going to count out loud. 1 and 2 and 3 E and the 4 E and. But notice I ended with the right. I'm going to begin again now with the right. Oh, computer, come on. You understand that, gentlemen? Hello? Do we understand that? Now, you can do all of 13 to 24. They're basically the same patterns, different sticking. That's where you develop your strength with the stickings in the execution and the starting point. Line 2, I like to hang out line 2, line 14, line 2, and line 14, only because I'm, hanging out with my left side, and my left side is saying, okay, let's get stronger and let's catch up to the right. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so with that being said, I don't want to be redundant here and just keep going over things and over things. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take that and we're going to go to page 13. Now, I learned this as some sort of endurance exercise, but you can take it any way you want. When I look at line 13, I'm on page 13, line 1. And it's a 4-measure increment. I'm going to play the 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's 4 measures, and I go back to the beginning. And I'll do that for quite some time. Let me put it on here. Let me up the tempo a little bit. Put myself to sleep. Go to 180. 1, 2, 3, now 1. Now, that's the second stage. The first stage, I just keep repeating the exercise over and over again. Second stage, I'm going to tag a vamp on the end of the exercise. So when I do the last measure, it's just a run of 16th notes. 1 E and 2, 3, 4. I'm going to use that as the vamp for 4 measures. I'm going to do it slow, and then I'll pick it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last measure. 2, 3, vamp. 1 E and 2. 4 measures. 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. Back. 1, 2. And put it on the Mr. Metronome. And you get this is stage 2 of this particular exercise. And what we're going to do now is hit it with the vamp. 1, 2, ready, now. 1. Vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. 2, 3, 4. Vamp. 2, 3, 4. And I'll do that for a long period of time. Like I said, that's stage number 2. Now you have to do stage 1 and get to stage 2. Now here's the third stage. We're going to extend the vamp 2, 3, 4 minutes, and you're developing single stroke roll. If you think 2, 3 minutes, oh, that's not long, play it. You might, if this is the first, second, or third time you're going to be doing something like this, you're going to think 3 minutes is an eternity. All right, I'm going to set the timer. I'm going to do the exercise with the vamp for a minute. Then when I get to 3 minutes, I'm going to hang out with the vamp. One, two, 3, 4. Vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Vamp. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Now I'm going to call the vamp out. For 3 minutes. Get the idea? Okay, we got some text here. Well, Scott, you know, you have to take it in stride, man. You are, and I respect that. I really, I respect number one all drummers, especially, the ones that have all this passion, all the ones that want to go forward. And what you stated right there, you're still on page 5. That's a well. It's not good that you're just on page 5, but you came to terms with yourself being humble. Yeah, you're on page 5. The next page would be 6 or 7, and you are having a left-handed dilemma here. What you need to do when you play, I don't know, do you hold your sticks traditional or matched? Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you an exercise to help that left hand. It's not going to aid the attack at first, but it's definitely going to strengthen the endurance. I have to move this metronome for a minute on all this good stuff. What I'm going to do, now listen carefully, this is going to help you. If you're playing matched or you're playing traditional, that's great. Whichever way you want to play is up to you and what you feel most comfortable with. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play my bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, matched. And I'm going to play my hi-hat, heel and toe, 2 and 4. And I'm going to play a constant run of eighth notes with the left hand. Okay, so now I have this. This is like going to a doctor. If you have a problem and the doctor checks you out, gives you a prescription, says, all right, go home and take these and come back and see me. Well, that's what this is. It's a prescription. I could direct this directly to you because you're the only one that's asking the questions. Now, right now, this is not going to be very musical. It's going to be very mechanical. The same exercise, however, can be applied to, say, the syncopation book and make it musical. But first, you need to get the mechanics. Like I said, I'm playing my bass drum, 1, 2, 3, 4, playing my hi-hat, heel and toe. My heel's on the count of 1, my toe's on the count of 2. Okay, it's on the count of 2, so I can get that chick sound. And the heel's on 3, then the toe comes down on 4. Heel, toe. Okay, so now I'm going to play eighth notes. I'm going to do it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now already you're going to see that's going to be a workhorse for the left hand. If I put it up here like this at 160, playing eighth notes, and that's going to be constant. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to slow it down though, because I want to show you how the exercise goes. You do that 3, 4, 5 minutes, man, your left hand is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Not necessarily catching up to the right, because all your life you've been hitting this. That right hand lead, and everything was coming off the right. So you want to improve it. You go to it and make it better. So now, the term ostinato. Do you know what the term ostinato means? A pattern which repeats itself over and over again. I'm gonna call this an ostinato pattern. My bass drum 1, 2, 3, 4. My hi-hat, heel and toe 2 and 4, and eighth notes with the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to remain the same. Now, all of a sudden, the stick control book is not going to become boring. It's going to become somewhat, it is challenging, but a little bit unusual and different for you and very challenging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the ostinato, and I look at line 1, and I'm going to eliminate all the lefts and just play the rights on another surface. Maybe the floor tom-tom perhaps, or whatever. So let's just say this is my floor tom-tom. So with that being said, the concept, I'm eliminating the lefts and just playing the rights on wherever they fall. For example, line 1 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I eliminated the lefts. I go to line 2, I eliminate the lefts. All the rights fall on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. I go to line 3. All the rights fall on 1 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Line 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Piece of cake. Now, I'm gonna demonstrate this first. Not fast, but at 180s is cool, okay? But you have to remember, you have to find your spot. What does note mean? I don't know. What did I ask you? Anyway, here we go. Ostinato, pattern which repeats itself. There's a zillion thousand ostinatos that you can make up. I'm making this one up. I'm not making it up, but it is part of one of my things I do. So I'm going to play the eighth notes, and I'm going to go in and out of line 1 and 2. 1, 2. I'm playing all my rights on a different surface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. As you can see, the left hand just keeps, it's not, you can't say it's perpetual, because perpetual means never ending, but it's constant. That's part of the ostinato. I like to have a whole lot of fun with this, and I'm going to run down the left hand side of the page. Ostinato, okay. I don't know if you're getting the delay or whatever, but ostinato, it's a Latin word, and it means a pattern which repeats itself over and over again. Okay, if I was, like for example, are you familiar with Joe Morello's and Dave Brubeck's Take 5? There's a pattern which they play off of, and they play the melody against. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, ga, da, boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop. Now, it's not being played, but it's being heard. Yes, take 5. So you have 3, 4, 5, and everybody's singing that line. They're playing off that line. That's an ostinato. If you listen to the song, whether Paul Desmond is playing the melodic structure or Dave Brubeck is, you listen to Joe Morello take the solo, you'll hear that. You'll hear it. Or if you don't hear it, just hum it and you'll find it. It's a pattern which repeats itself over and over again. Another one by Max Roach. The drums also waltz. He plays an ostinato on the bottom. The bottom meaning bass drum and hi-hat. His bass drum is on 1, his hi-hat's on 2, and 3 is the rest. So you got boom, chink, boom, chink. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And while that's going on, that's a pattern over and over again. He's playing on top of that. He's playing something on that. That's the bottom. You understand a little bit better now? What is that? You understand a little bit better, Scott, what an ostinato is? A pattern which repeats itself. If I'm doing eighth notes with my left hand over and over and over and over again, and my bass drum's on 1, 2, 3, 4, and my hi-hat's on 2 and 4, that's gone over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? And I'm playing against it. I'm playing against an ostinato pattern. You know, I don't know how else to refer to it as. But anyway, here, let me do most of page 5 at 180. I'm playing eighth notes, remember? 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to play the line down, or the page down. 1, 2, 3, 4. played the left-hand side of the page. Okay. Yeah, you could say that. I just took that, I took the idea from Max Roach, and that was all on the that was the left-hand side of page 5. I was just playing the eighth notes, and I eliminated all the lefts and played all the rights there. What you want to do, once you pass line 5, it's a piece of cake. But you need to do it slow. That was all the lines, 1 through 5. Here you go. I'll do 180 again. I'll just keep doing it, say, for example, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? 1, 2, 5. So on and so forth. And the left hand is working, man. That's what you want to do. There's so much to do. Mike, I was asking Scott, this one surface thing is cool, for YouTube. I can't use the drum set. I'm considering opening my site in the afternoon, one or two or three times a month for a very minimal fee. So we do a drum set application. Let me ask you a question. If you were to come to the site and had to pay to get on the site for an hour and a half for a drum set application, how much would you pay for the hour? I would appreciate your input. No response. Okay. Well, you think maybe $5 for that particular day would be fine? No, it's a group lesson like it is now, but you'll see me on the screen with me explaining to you with a drum set application. I can play my drums through the other system. This system I can't. Yeah, well, that's the internet, man. I can't help that. What you need to do occasionally, if you have it's a group lesson. If you have a modem, what you want to do, well, you could say it's a mini course. I mean, I don't want to get elaborate like that. But anyway, like I was saying, if you gentlemen are on Wi-Fi, you're going to have a little problem occasionally. If you have a direct hookup, you want to maybe, before you come onto a site like this, or even my site, take disconnect the modem for about 2 or 3 minutes and put it and put it back, and you'll get a very strong bandwidth. I don't know what others charge. What I charge, Mike, for my live online lessons per month. Now you get, I believe it's 2, 4, 6, 24 lessons for the month for $14.99. If you do 6 months, it's $59.99, and you get 144 lessons. Well, next time before you come on, Scott, disconnect the modem and and then put it back after 2 or 3 minutes, and you get a stronger bandwidth. The lessons are at, yeah, well, you know what? That's why, and that's bringing that out is great, Mike. That is why I don't label my lessons as beginner, advanced, or intermediate or advanced. We are all on the same journey, and that's to get better. I've had guys playing 30 years come and see me. Don't even know what a full stroke is. Yet they play well. They're playing in the band. They want to develop their technique, make it stronger. They have the reading is so, the reading skills. Well, the one-on-one is a different kind of lesson. You're in Nevada, right? Or you're in Arizona? I do Skype lessons as well. Skype lessons are a little bit much, but I still can't play on the drum set. You know, and I don't consider anybody beginner, intermediate, or advanced. If you're an advanced player, and we talked about the way you approach a paradiddle is totally different than mine. So you're kind of revisiting the whole thing. Let me just see something here. Absolutely. I pick up stuff all the time from no matter who it might be. So, like I said, I made a couple statements on Facebook this morning about, I love all the drummers, and we all have the same passion. We all want to learn a lot and become better and better, and there's no competitiveness. Okay? Well, all right, if you're a rock drummer, Mike, I don't consider myself a rock drummer, jazz drummer. I consider myself a drummer. If I'm put into playing, I won't play heavy metal, that's for sure. But if I'm asked to play a Carlos Santana tune, or if I'm asked to play a Miles Davis tune, hey Dan, how you doing? Who's that Dan? Oh, you're welcome, Dan. Dan, you're from England? Are we friends on Facebook, sir? It's nice of you to come and say hello. Next time you come in, say hello, man. You ask some questions. Please. Now, if that's, the kind of music that you like to play, Mike, that's great. But man, if somebody called you and say, listen, we got a big band gig, you got to read the charts, and it pays $1,000 a gig, what you gonna do? Okay, why don't you take my email, Dan, and contact me, we'll talk some. Okay? Let me give you my email. Hold on. That's my email. No, you wouldn't, Mike. You just never went to that zone. You should be able to play any kind of gig. Yeah, we'll hook up, Dan, and get to know each other. If you have Skype, we'll make Skype contact. If you have Skype, here's my Skype. Make Skype contact, we could talk a little bit. When you say that I'm right, it's just a factual thing. I mean, you get behind a drum set, you put a chart in front of you, say 1, 2, 3, 4, go, man, you're there. You're either able to read it or you're not able to read it. And it's up to you. Well, you're having fun. That's all that matters, right, Mike? Listen, the time is flying by, and I need to get off the internet. And like I said, I'm going to do that maybe one day next week. Okay? I'm going to maybe charge to come to my site for that particular day. And we'll do some drum set application, if that's okay with everyone else. You just have to pay PayPal, and you get right in. No problem. And I got some good shows coming up. All right? You're welcome, Mr. Mike. Dan, contact me, okay? And Scott. Well, that's because all right, Scott, you need to get more bandwidth, a higher speed. You gotta test your computer what your upload and download speed is. Like I said, to get more bandwidth, if you disconnect the modem before you come on the YouTube channel live event, you have all the bandwidth you need. Okay, gentlemen, I just need to go, and we'll see everybody tomorrow if you want to come back. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good day.